Alright. Hello and welcome to another edition of Movie Review 30. This one being Freaky, the comedy horror done by the director who did the Happy Death Day duology.
Yeah, 1 and 2. And yeah, what he said.
The premises behind this film is that there is a teenage girl who switches bodies with the body of a serial killer after he uses a voodoo knife. Well, no, a knife from Aztec mythology. So now she has 24 hours to get her body back before the serial killer in the girl's body does unspeakable amounts of damage, and the curse becomes permanent.
Yep, that's pretty much the premise. And
well, how do I begin this? I actually, admittedly, as much as I like this film, this does have some flaws. Like, it takes a little too much from Happy Death Day, whereas the protagonist, teenage girl who loses a parental figure, both similar to the protagonist from Happy Death Day and the protagonist from Freaky.
But wait, I thought you didn't see Happy Death Day.
No, but I saw a review of it.
Oh.
Aside from that, however, it does not deteriorate from the quality of this movie. The jokes were humorous. The horror was spot on. And I do love the ending, which we'll get to soon enough. But aside from that, let's go on to spoiler section. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, spoilers.
So yeah, turn this video off right now. Go see the movie. And now my thoughts for the movie. It was one hell of a ride. So now let's get on to it.
The movie starts typically like any other horror flick, with the likes of Friday the 13th or Scream. Several victims who pretty much die to become plot material for the movie.
Yeah, one of them gets impaled through the mouth by using a
beer bottle.
Yeah, and goes right through the neck, and I was like, oh!
Yeah, and the other ones, I can't remember who else died, but one died via tennis racket to the skull.
Yeah, which was actually kind of a funny death, and I don't remember how the other one died, but the last one gets impaled through the wall by that spear. And after that, the killer finds this magic dagger, which he would use as a weapon, but doesn't know it has supernatural powers in it.
And then we cut to the main protagonist, Millie, whose sister is a cop, and her mother's a drunk, and her father, is dead.
And then before she's getting to school, she says hello to like a couple of people she knows, like this one guy who has this cute little dog.
And then some of her friends, one's a black girl, and the other's a gay guy, who is 18.
And then when she was like in her locker, we got a little fake jump scare from some random asshole guy. And I was like,
yeah, spoiler alert, he later gets intimidated by Millie when she enters the killer's body. Speaking of which, after a night at home, during a high school game night, she is basically bullied by the jocks, and then later she is left out where her phone's battery's dead, and her mother's too drunk to pick her up, and that's enough for the serial killer to come in and strike. As he does so, he uses the knife and stabs her, which allows her to, within a matter of time, switches bodies, and that's where our story begins.
Yeah. So our main protagonist, again, Millie, is now in the killer's body, and the killer himself is actually played by Vince Vaughn. When I say Vince Vaughn, some of you may know him from several movies. Well, one movie I know him...
Those being Lost World Jurassic Park, Fred Claus, what else is there? Dodgeball. Yes. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mostly saw him in Lost World and claws, and that's it.
Yeah, that's about. Yeah, those are all the movies.
Is Dodgeball any good?
Yeah, it's really funny. But aside from that, onto the film.
And then cuts to the killer in Millie's body,
and he decides to have a new set of clothing and look more badass than usual.
Yeah.
And he kills a douchebag carpentry teacher who.
Oh yeah, which we haven't talked about earlier. So let's talk about that teacher character first. That guy's such an ass.
Yeah, he's more of an ass than Mr. Griffin from the movie adaptation.
Yeah, and oh wait, before he gets killed, the killer's fifth kill is that girl with the cell phone. No, iPhone I meant, where she gets.
Basically, she gets Han Solo'd, and I don't mean her shooting first.
And then Millie finds her and shatters to pieces. And is what you told us, like, can a school really afford something like this?
Yeah, but aside from that,
and now back to the asshole teacher, and
yeah, he gets split in two. Yeah, I only say this mostly because I think I was stupid enough not to charge the camera's battery first.
Yeah, so you might want to please stand by, people. We'll be right back in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, just hold on one moment. Sorry for that, everyone. The battery was severely undercharged and it needed to be repaired.
So now how much runtime we have?
We're now at 23 minutes.
20. So 20 what?
23 minutes. You might have heard it's recording.
I know. I already got it. So, no worries. So where were we?
I can't remember exactly.
Well, you said so with that teacher getting killed. Remember?
Yeah, he got sawed in half.
And before that, Millie tries to reunite with her friends and like, no, it's her in the killer's body. Well, and then they go a little hijinks ensue.
Yep.
But then later, it's her when she's doing that dance move earlier when she was in that beaver costume.
Now, where did I hear that before? That was a big reference. Anywho.
So now they realize it is her in the body and try to clear her name that she's, well, sort of clear her.
Yeah, basically what they had to do, they had to find out what that dagger came from, and it turns out it was from an Aztec ritual.
Yeah, they got the answer of the dagger, and then they found the killer, but the killer acts as like as a victim, or I mean a witness.
As a witness, so now they have to escape. So now they barely escape by the skin of their teeth into a closed door, and the Millie, under the guise of in the body of the killer, has to
and then
act like another person while talking to her mother.
And they have actually a really good conversation, and it actually kind of felt kind of heartwarming.
Pretty much.
But then got interrupted by Millie's sister, who mentioned earlier is a cop. And one thing, I can't tell if she's a deputy or the sheriff.
I think she's just a cop.
Okay, and alright, so okay, your turn to speak.
So they then escape. Meanwhile, the killer is on the loose.
Who is at this
arcade,
mixed with a Halloween decoration and
/ mini crappy putting course.
I'm not sure. Is it supposed to take place in October?
I have no idea.
Anyway, so the killer is about to kill Millie's boyfriend, but then Millie shows up on time to capture the butcher, and after that
accidentally knocks out her crush, and so they confine the killer to a chair, and all the while the crush wakes up. He really freaks out, but eventually Millie convinces him about what's going on, while the killer accidentally exposes himself as the monster he is.
Yeah. And now the boyfriend now knows that it really is Millie in the body. Now they're wondering how they're gonna get the dagger, which is in the police station. So unfortunately, 3 of them have to go. One has to stay and watch
the killer.
And it's the gay guy who watches the killer. Well, Millie and her friend go get the dagger at the police station, and the gay guy he said, oh, "I can't believe about to babysit murder Barbie."
Yeah, that's what she basically calls the killer in Millie's body, murder Barbie.
Yeah, that's a really funny line.
Yeah.
And now that managed to arrive at the police station, and the black girl goes in to get the dagger, but
But there's a cop there, that being Millie's sister, so she has to pretend that the killer's on the loose and pursuing her, so she could get outside and try to get the dagger beforehand.
Yeah, Yep.
However, the cop catches on, and eventually the killer gets loose.
Yeah, the
and
killer
tries to chase-
gets loose where,
and chases the gay guy and his mother.
but the gay guy and his mom managed to escape.
Yes, but however, the black girl is in a bit of a pickle as Millie's sister has her at gunpoint. Then Millie comes in. No, not Millie. The killer comes in and tries to kill. And what happens?
Oh yeah, Millie and the killer's bike. Oh yeah, but before that, Millie was having a conversation with her crush, and they kind of like kissed, and was like, and I was like, could you save that when you're back in your regular body?
Yeah, pretty much. It was sort of awkward, but I guess that was the point.
Yeah, and they actually met it, and even the characters themselves felt it was awkward, so they felt like it was too soon. But
Yeah.
and then Millie catches up to the killer, but the killer escaped with the dagger and heading to the somewhat cancelled homecoming party that's at his hiding spot. And then Millie had no choice but to lock up her sister, so
To lock up her sister and basically come up with a plan to basically within 12 minutes take the dagger, stab her with it, and have their body switch.
and then before they arrived at the part right to stop the killer kills these jockeys you mentioned earlier.
These jocks, they were kind of getting a bit all rapey, I think. But besides from that, they're fucking dead.
And the last one gets pretty much
Gets the chainsaw.
yeah, Leatherface would be proud.
Yep. And eventually, during a massive confrontation,
Where they managed to arrive on time, and Millie's like, I want my body back. And the killer's like, come and get it.
and then there's a fight where eventually the friends catch up, pin the killer down, but the killer taunts them when they think it's already too late, so now they're permanently stuck in the body. But however,
With
after some Deus Ex Machina,
I was trying to say, like, when the killer said you're too late, it almost reminded me in Little Mermaid when Ursula said, you're too late! You're too late!
I never even saw that movie.
Well,
I think I saw it, but I was like, yeah, but it was long ago.
aside from that, so back to the Machina thing.
Deus Ex Machina, Millie stabs the killer, and they're back to their own bodies, and the cops come in just in time to shoot the actual killer in his body, but,
So, and now they shot the killer down, and pretty much everything's now over, right? Now she's back in her body. Okay, so I guess what's the good news and bad news? Good news.
she's back in her body. The bad news is the killer is still alive.
But before we get to the killer, she just have a little time with her friends, like trying to settle down, and then she has a more proper kiss with her crush.
Yep, but then after she's home, the killer comes in and nearly kills her, but with the help of her sister and her mother, Millie kills the killer, and the movie ends right there.
Yeah.
RoboCop style.
Or Godzilla King the Monster style.
Mostly RoboCop.
Yeah. So yeah, Millie just pretty much impales the killer by using what's left of a table, I guess.
Yeah,
And then she says one line I can't remember, but it meant something. Then movie over, and
that's how you end a movie.
yeah, and I guess really loved how the movie because you told me earlier you thought it was gonna end on a dark note, like every other horror film does.
Yeah, like even the movie Us.
Wait, you saw Us?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw Us. You saw Us?
yeah. Yeah, I was legitimately creeped out by it.
Yeah, we won't spoil
But
Us.
that's beside the point. On to Freaky.
So yeah, we're not gonna spoil Us. So
On to Freaky.
yeah, Freaky, and so yeah, with Freaky, it had a happy ending.
Yep, and a badass one, no less.
And yeah, that's it. And there was no post-credit scene because most post-credit scenes don't have secret endings. I mean, most horror films don't.
Yes, but since this is the post MCU era, we may as well check.
Well, yes. So yeah, we don't have anything else to say. So again, this was actually probably the new best horror film we've seen so far.
Yeah, and as for trailers, there isn't much to be missing. It's movies you already know.
We had trailers again for Quiet Place Part 2 and Black
Widow.
But there's 3 we didn't know about. One is a new Saw movie, which is starring Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, that's surprising.
And there's one comedy film about 2 brothers, and I didn't...
Half brothers.
Half brothers, and I didn't even know what the title was, so...
Yeah, it's gonna be forgettable.
Forgivable.
Forgettable.
And the next one is a Jackie Chan movie. And
Vanguard, but I don't think that I'm gonna remember that one anytime soon. Either way.
So yeah, but let's talk about Vince Vaughn as the killer and Millie trapped in the killer's body.
I think this may be one of his best.
Yeah, there are times when Vince Vaughn does make me crack a laugh when he's in Millie's body. I mean, how does he do so good when he's in like comedic films like Dodgeball and Fred Claus?
I liked him. I'm fond of his smart ass attitude.
Yeah, and then also when the killer's in his actual body, like he can actually be kind of intimidating.
Yes, and when when Millie's in his body, he can be funny.
Yeah, when the killer's in Millie's body, he can be funny. When he's blending in, like sort of like Men in Black blending in.
Yeah.
And also, let's talk about Millie herself. I think she's kind of the cutest character. Virgin.
Yeah.
And also we didn't get to know much about her dad, but that's
aside the point.
I mean, it's kind of like with Cindy Prescott in Scream, where her mother was killed by Ghostface.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah. And I also really like her friends. I thought they were a funny duo. And I'm kind of happy the gay character didn't die.
Yeah.
Because I guess those must be the rules of horror films. Gay characters are not allowed to die.
Yep. So, as you can tell, we both love the movie Freaky, and we highly recommend it.
So, if any of you guys are horror movie fans or want to get into horror, I think this is a good way to start.
Yep.
And just like Scream.
Yeah.
And also like Halloween. And there's one thing I don't think we didn't get to say. This film is like a mixed breed of Freaky Friday,
Yep.
Big, and Friday the 13th meshed into one.
Yep.
And also Face Off.
So, yeah, I guess that's about it.
So, guess we have to end on another intermission.
I don't think we have to do the intermission, but...
But who knows?
Alright, so yeah, this is Brock McGinnis of Light Post Films.
And Dean from Lifeboat Films.
Signing off, and have a good rest of your day.
See you next time, and happy late Halloween.